was the idea of splitting the being in two, to recognize its positive side and recognize its negative side. Now again, we remind you that when we talk about the idea of positive and negative, like the Bashar, this is not a value judgment, but it is simply a description of the mechanics of positive energy being that which integrates and expands, and negative energy being that which segregates and disconnects in experience. But the idea is that this then became separated into two different beings. Still the original idea of the winter spirit, but then the negative side was embodied in a concept and another being altogether that was given the antlers in the form of horns, still had the cloven hooves, still had some animal aspects to its features, but this being was given a new name, and that name was Krampus. Krampus then became the embodiment of the idea of the negative side, while the positive side was then begun to be associated with other things that came into your society, religious ideas, other forms of spiritual expression. And in the idea of your European area, you will find that it began to be associated with the concept of saints, and in particular the idea of the being you know as Saint Niklaus. But having been divided in this way, it was also then Krampus being associated with the negative polarity of those that believed in the idea of heaven and hell. And thus Krampus also became the embodiment of the devil in that way. For it had the cloven hooves and it had the horns.